Spark and Seed proudly presents Reclaiming Cambodia's Stolen Treasures. In the heart of Southeast Asia lies a land of ancient splendor, where temples rise majestically from the jungle, and the legacy of a once great empire endures through time. Cambodia, the home of the magnificent Khmer civilization, has fascinated the world for centuries with its intricate relics and architectural wonders. Yet, behind the beauty of these treasures lies a dark and complicated history, a tale of greed, theft, and exploitation. For over a century, priceless artifacts have been taken from their homeland, sold to the highest bidder, and hidden away by those who see them as symbols of power. This video explores the journey of Cambodia's lost relics, the forces that have driven their theft, and the ongoing efforts to reclaim what was once stolen. What compels individuals to risk everything to possess these ancient relics? And how does a nation reclaim its stolen heritage when the forces behind these illegal trades are powerful, ambitious, and deeply entrenched? The answers lie in a complex web of history, greed, and the unyielding spirit of a culture fighting to restore its legacy. Recent fiction has brought new awareness to this issue, notably through Radhanong's fiction novel, The Lost Treasures of Angkor, which draws inspiration from real-world events and continues the conversation about the importance of preserving cultural heritage. Cambodian relics are not just objects of art. They are sacred symbols that connect the Khmer people to their ancestors, spirituality, and identity. Each carving tells a story. Each statue embodies the strength and devotion of a civilization that thrived over 1,000 years ago. These relics are testimonies to the grandeur of the Khmer Empire, which once extended its influence across much of Southeast Asia. For the Khmer people, these artifacts are cultural treasures, holding the spirit of their heritage. To some, however, these relics represent more than just symbols. They are rare, powerful, and immensely valuable trophies worth any cost. Imagine holding an ancient relic from Angkor Wat, feeling the weight of history in your hands. To some, it is a connection to a lost world. To others, it is a symbol of prestige, something to be owned, hidden, and displayed as a mark of status. This allure of exclusivity and power has driven a centuries-long saga of plunder and illegal trade. French explorers, drawn to the lush jungles of Southeast Asia, discovered the ancient temples of Angkor, a civilization that had been lost to time. What began as a mission to uncover and study these wonders soon turned into a campaign of plunder. Under the guise of preservation, French colonialists took countless artifacts back to Europe, filling museums, galleries, and private collections. In their eagerness to claim these treasures, the French saw the relics as exotic tokens, trophies of conquest, and symbols of their dominance. They perceived themselves as the saviors of a forgotten culture, yet in reality, they were stripping Cambodia of its soul. These artifacts, once part of temples and shrines, were uprooted and transported across continents, severing their connection to the land and people who created them. The narrative became one of cultural loss, where sacred symbols were reduced to mere collectibles. In Radha Nong's novel, available on Amazon Kindle in both ebook and paperback, The Lost Treasures of Angkor captures these thievery acts with vivid details. Through these fictionalized accounts, Radha exposes the greed, manipulation, and deceit that fueled the looting of Cambodia's relics. Despite being a work of fiction, the novel draws a deep connection to real-life events, blending them with superstitions rooted in Cambodian traditions. It portrays the belief in supernatural powers passed down through generations, hinting that these relics are more than mere artifacts. They are guardians, protectors of a culture that will not be silenced. The book is a powerful voice, generating awareness of this dark history and reminding the world of what was taken and why it must be returned. The illegal trade of Cambodian relics extends beyond looters in the jungle. It is a vast, complex network that reaches the highest levels of society. From the colonial era to the present day, the black market has thrived, supported by dealers who know how to move these artifacts across borders under the radar of authorities. Behind these trades are not just criminals, but wealthy elites, government entities, and influential figures who see these relics as more than art. They are investments, assets, and symbols of power. For the wealthy and powerful, owning an ancient Khmer relic is a statement, a way to show the world they possess something rare, unique, and irreplaceable. But it is also a secret, something hidden, for they know the true cost of their possession. It is this dark allure, the thrill of the forbidden, the prestige of the unattainable, that drives them to risk everything. Douglas Latchford, a British art dealer, played a significant role in this network. For decades, he facilitated the sale of Cambodian artifacts to private collectors and museums around the world, presenting them as legitimate acquisitions. But behind the scenes, he was part of an illegal trade that saw temples looted, statues dismantled, and history sold to the highest bidder. Latchford's actions were a small part of a much larger web of exploitation that spanned continents and involved numerous entities complicit in the theft of a nation's heritage. The central character in the trilogy of The Lost Treasures of Angkor, Dr. Lena Chen, a Cambodian archaeologist, brings a new, thrilling dimension to the conversation about Cambodia's stolen relics. Dr. Lena Chen is a determined, embarks on a suspense-filled journey across the globe to retrieve her homeland's stolen artifacts. The series, starting with the stolen relics, is packed with mysteries, high-stakes actions, and relentless pursuits through vibrant cities like Paris, Bangkok, and Kyoto. Each novel reveals hidden dark webs, underground auctions, and powerful adversaries as Lena fights to protect cultural relics and restore her country's heritage. Despite being a work of fiction, the series draws a sense of connection between real-life events and superstition, based on traditions that have been passed down for generations. It illustrates the belief in supernatural powers and serves as a thrilling reflection of how human beings are driven by greed, power, and obsession. With every twist, Lena faces danger, betrayal, and unexpected alliances in a ride filled with deception and intrigue, mirroring the complex, real-world network that drives the illegal trade of antiquities. The trilogy has captivated readers, bringing much-needed attention to the global issue of cultural preservation. The fight to bring Cambodia's relics back home is dangerous, complex, and often risky. It involves tracking stolen artifacts through international black markets, negotiating with collectors who refuse to part with their prized possessions, and facing powerful entities who have vested interests in keeping these treasures out of reach. Each piece recovered is a testament to the dedication of Cambodian officials, activists, and archaeologists who risk their safety to reclaim their nation's history. In 2014, the Cambodian government scored a major victory when it successfully negotiated the return of 2 statues from the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. The statues had been stolen from the Angkor temple complex during the Cambodian Civil War and had passed through several hands before ending up in the museum. The journey to reclaim them was not easy. It involved years of legal battles, investigations, and pressure from international authorities. Each victory is a step towards justice, but it is also a reminder of the dangerous forces at play. In The Lost Treasures of Angkor, the authors explore the ethical dilemmas surrounding these artifacts. Through the eyes of their characters, readers see the tension between those who believe the relics are safer in foreign lands and those who know they belong where they were created. It is a debate that echoes in reality. Should these relics, now housed in museums and collections around the world, remain where they are, or should they be returned to their rightful home? The novel illustrates how those who seek to possess these treasures are willing to navigate a dangerous world of deception, manipulation, and betrayal. Beneath the surface, they reflect a profound message that the soul of a culture cannot be owned or traded, and those who try may find themselves haunted by forces they do not understand. This blend of fiction and reality makes the book compelling narratives that raise important questions about cultural heritage, ownership, and identity. The journey to reclaim Cambodia's lost treasures is not just about returning artifacts, it is about restoring a nation's spirit. Each relic that is recovered and brought back home is a piece of the past restored, a wound that begins to heal. As The Lost Treasures of Angkor reminds us, these relics are not just objects, they are pieces of a story that must be told, preserved, and celebrated. The fight is dangerous, the obstacles are many, but with every relic that comes home, a part of Cambodia is made whole again. Read The Lost Treasures of Angkor to understand the complexities of this issue. Engulf yourself in Lena's journey to see firsthand and join the movement to ensure that Cambodia's history is restored, preserved, and celebrated by the people to whom it belongs. Only then can the world begin to appreciate the true value of these treasures, not as commodities to be owned, but as legacies to be honored and shared. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and leave a comment or two at Spark and Seed, igniting ideas, growing knowledge.